Our top story tonight: after nearly 21 years, a cold case in Jacksonville has been solved. The suspect's a retired Jacksonville police officer and his ex-wife.
And tonight, First Coast News is the only local station that knows how the detective escaped suspicion for the past 2 decades. Thank you for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Anthony Austin.
And I'm Jeannie Blaylock. Retired JSO homicide detective William Baer was arrested yesterday. His ex-wife, Melissa Jo Schaefer, was arrested today in Missouri. They face murder charges in the brutal killing of Saad Kawaf back in 1999. We were tipped off about these arrests this morning, and then just hours later, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office announced Baer and Schaefer had been arrested.
And we have live team coverage for you tonight. Our Katie Jeffries has been covering this murder investigation since February in her Unsolved series. But we want to begin tonight with On Your Side's Robert Bradfield with today's new developments. And Robert, detectives say DNA testing helped make those arrests.
Well, and it may have been a bite from the victim's wife that led to that DNA match. Saad Kawaf's wife was home at the time. She survived the attack. However, we do know today that she bit then Officer William Baer's wife, and because of that, DNA was left behind.
The victim was stabbed multiple times and succumbed to his injuries.
Details from a 1999 cold case coming back to light after the recent arrest of 2 people charged with the murder of Saad Kawaf, including this man, former Jacksonville Sheriff's Officer William Baer.
All the information that we have thus far points to his initial contact and acquaintanceship with the victim stemmed directly from his assignment here at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Under Sheriff Pat Ivey says Baer knew Kawaf before his death, investigating some sort of crime involving Kawaf. Ivey says DNA testing, which started in 2003, led to Baer and his ex-wife being named suspects.
Approximately 2 weeks ago, in June of this year, the FDLE laboratory provided detectives with potential suspect names.
FDLE's Genetic Genealogy Investigations program started in 2018 to help law enforcement agencies solve cold cases. We're told Baer is the 13th person arrested from that program, a result of DNA matches found in public genealogy databases. Kawaf's family released a statement to First Coast News saying, in part, "We are grateful to the brave members of the cold case unit and all members of law enforcement who have worked tirelessly on our behalf to ensure justice so that Saad's memory will never be forgotten." And Baer and his ex-wife do face a murder charge in connection with this case. His next court appearance is scheduled for later this month. It is unclear tonight if or even when his ex-wife will be brought back to Jacksonville to face her charge. Our Katie Jeffries continues our team coverage tonight. She highlighted Kawaf's murder in an Unsolved series earlier this February. And she now joins us with more on what happened specifically the morning of May 17, 1999.
We featured the murder of Saad Kawaf back in February in my cold case series Unsolved. Then we knew that they had submitted genetics for DNA testing, but we had not heard back if there had been any results from that. So the murder of Saad Kawaf, it shocked the Deerwood community because it happened in the gated neighborhood of Deerwood, which had cameras at those gates, and neighbors had been out and about that day, and they said they did not hear anything or see anything suspicious. On top of that, this crime was brutal. Kawaf was beaten and stabbed to death in his own driveway, dragged back into his garage, his wife beaten and bound inside the home. Now, back in February, cold case detectives told us they felt this was not random, that someone had been watching the Kawaf family.
He would make deposits several times a week at the bank, so feel that that's definitely somebody was watching his activity.
As it turns out, detectives say it was William Baer. Now, with cameras at the entrance of the neighborhood, how did Baer fly under the radar all this time? Sources tell us Baer was watching the house as part of an investigation, and he knew that there was likely a large amount of money in the house. So when his car was seen coming and going from the neighborhood in 1999, it didn't raise any red flags back then. Now, to see more on this case and other cases in my Unsolved series, you can find that on firstcoastnews.com.